Well, good morning. It is a frosty start this morning. We are having a cold one. I'll let you know if it's going to warm up today coming up in your forecast.
And the saga of the Knoxville Tourism and Sports Corporation continues to play out. Today, the board meets again to discuss what happens next.
Hoarding animals. That's what animal control officers say they found at a Knox County home, and they say the picture is not pretty.
Tennessee saw more tornadoes in 2011 than ever before. We'll explore the reasons why.
This is WVLT, Volunteer TV, Knoxville. Right now, Local 8 News this morning with Bob Yarborough, Michelle Silva, Whitney Kent, Sarah Shookman, meteorologist Mike Simon, and Eye in the Sky Pete Michaels on Local 8 News, first in high definition.
Good Tuesday morning, everyone. Hello, I am Michelle Silva.
Yeah, good morning. I'm Bob Yarborough. Local 8 News this morning for this Tuesday, February the
7th. One full week already.
One week until
track or what?
Valentine's Day, 1 week from today.
That's right.
So you've got time. You got 7 days to get things handled, guys and gals for the most part. Yeah. Weather's doing okay for us around East Tennessee these past few days. The winter keeps being, I guess, fairly mild or fairly typical. Weather on the 8s with Mike Simon. Good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning, guys. That's right. We're having some pretty good weather here lately. Temperatures very seasonal for this time of the year, and we are going upward, though, on the numbers today. Live Doppler radar not picking up any moisture at the moment. We should continue to remain dry, at least for now. There's a slight risk of a couple of sprinkles as a disturbance kind of rolls in tomorrow, but the possibility is very minimal. Well, here's the way it's going to be today for you hour by hour. We are going to start off kind of chilly this morning. Temperatures down to the 30s to near freezing, 37 degrees at 9 o'clock. And we will have plenty of sunshine, though, and continue to have sunny skies for today. 47 degrees at noon. After lunch at 3 o'clock, we'll be at 52 degrees. We'll top out at about 56 degrees today. That's pretty good, right and above normal. And then we'll have increasing clouds very late. By 6 o'clock, partly cloudy skies, 47 degrees at that point. Sun sets shortly after. And then overnight tonight, the clouds will get even thicker. Current temperatures all around near freezing. We are freezing in Oak Ridge, 33 degrees in Knoxville, 34 degrees in Middlesboro, and 29 degrees back in Crossville. I'll have the complete forecast through the weekend to give you an idea of also what Valentine's Day may bring. That's coming up.
Mike, thank you. Today, the Knoxville Tourism and Sports Corporation will hold a special session. That meeting's to discuss the role of CEO Gloria Ray and up until what happens next at their regular meeting, which is February the 17th. On Friday, Ray agreed to retire in 2 weeks after details in her contract are worked out. She came under fire for making $400,000 last year, including bonuses and incentives, and having about 3 months of vacation time. Well, the 4 members of the executive committee, they're also out. There are 3 of them off the board entirely, including interim chair Susan Brown. On Monday, we learned Knox County will be investigating $185,000 given to the KTSC. The county's external auditor will oversee that investigation. County Law Director Joe Jarrett says he does not think there's a legal basis for the money, which was given back in 2009. KTSC's attorney Ward Phillips says they will fully cooperate with any audit or investigation the county requires. Knox County Mayor Tim Burchett says a closer look at the money is needed.
Well, dozens of animals rescued from a home in East Knox County will be put up for adoption at Young Williams Animal Center. Local 8 News reporter Lorena Estrada tells us there were some animals in the Murphy Road home that weren't even alive.
It's probably about the worst I've seen as far as the stink and the concentration of ammonia and concentration of animal feces.
More than a dozen dead and decaying cats surrounded by ankle-high feces. Inside the unassuming home, some 70 cats, 6 or 7 dogs, and 1 woman living among an odor so strong you could smell it from the street.
It's a health risk for our officers. That's why we had to get the hazmat team to come out with their special equipment to go in because of the air quality inside the home.
Animal control officers spent hours bringing the animals out. So many of them, they needed a horse trailer.
To have that many animals in her house and part of them dead, it's really sad.
And I hate it, you know, we live in this neighborhood and they're right there beside us, so I hate to hear that.
Neighbors never thought that inside the home that sits on a well-manicured lawn, a woman lived in such unhealthy conditions.
It just goes to show you never can tell what will happen in your own backyard.
Officers say this happens everywhere, no matter how much or how little money the person has.
It's surprising, but yet on the other side of it, we see that this happens all over Knox County.
In Knoxville, Lorena Estrada, VLT Local 8 News.
Now, officers say the woman could face multiple counts of animal cruelty. A missing elderly man is now home safe and sound. 90-year-old Harry Johnson suffers from dementia and disappeared around 2:30 Monday afternoon. Police found him last night when he crashed his car in North Knoxville. They say Johnson did not get hurt and he has disappeared before.
The head of the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation wants hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy drugs. Well, it's not like it sounds. The TBI uses the money to set up sting operations on drug dealers. Budget cuts left the department without needed money for the past 2 years. Now the director wants $500,000 to get the program going again. But right now, Governor Bill Haslam says they have no money to fund the program. Granger County deputies spent the day Monday searching for 2 people after a couple crashed in a river. Granger County Sheriff's Department charged Dustin Brown and Misty Hatfield for multiple crimes. They drove their SUV over a bank and into the water. It's happened on Mitchell Bend Road in the Blaine community. The back window of the Ford Explorer they were driving shattered. They say there were 2 other people with Brown and Hatfield, but after searching for them and getting conflicting details, police don't think anyone was with them in the truck. 2 might have been using a hypnotic narcotic, according to police, causing them to forget how and why they ended up in the river and in another county.
They were lost. They didn't have a clue where they were, and I'm sure, because if they had, they'd have stopped before they ran in the river.
They were pretty shook up, suffering from hypothermia. We couldn't get a lot out of them at the time.
Well, both Hatfield and Brown are now charged with leaving the scene of a crash, public intoxication, criminal trespassing, and failure to report the crash.
Well, the closing of some Food Line supermarkets continues. One on Center Line Drive in Knoxville shut down on Saturday. A Maryville store closed about a week ago. The impact doesn't stop at employees and shoppers. Local 8 News reporter Conroy DeLuche talked to nearby businesses to see what impact they'll feel.
10 years ago, this complex was booming. Parents would bring their kids here to get a haircut while they would go to Buy Low and go shopping. Well, once Buy Low closed, things around here changed, and it impacted business here severely.
The space at the top of this Hall shopping center marquee still blank, the parking lot empty. The former Buy Low deserted and locked up. Angela O'Neill at Supercut says it was a dark day when the lights went out.
They would eventually come back in. They would be like, well, we've got to go to another grocery store. So they wouldn't get their hair cut because they was upset because of the way they had closed.
An aggressive marketing campaign kept Supercut's doors open, but O'Neill says the big empty space is an eyesore.
It looks bad for one, plus there could be money made here and kept in this area when we're having to travel further on out.
John Rabori works in commercial real estate and says empty buildings are just a reality of the economy, and perception can hurt others.
A certain area of town, if there are many vacant buildings, people are going to interpret that as the area is in decline.
A similar problem for businesses down the road where a Walmart once stood.
I mean, it's kind of hurt business around here, especially the small business.
But soon after the Walmart left, Goodies reopened, which has eased some of the pain at the registers. Barker's story is unique. While Goodies was shut down, she worked at Food Line, the very same one that just closed on Center Line Drive, costing dozens their jobs. Business owners here say it's too soon to tell what kind of an impact Food Line closing will have on them. But one owner did tell me that he's worried that his shop will see fewer customers. In Knoxville, Conroy DeLuche, VLT Local 8 News.
Now, Rabori says, especially in this economy, it's not unusual to see stores sit empty for 10 years. One Kroger that was closed 2 years ago, however, was recently sold and is reopening as Virginia College of Business and Health. Well, Virginia College in Knoxville is looking for 120 employees and is hosting a job fair. That's on Tuesday, February 28th in Market Square. Positions include administrators, financial planners, office personnel, and faculty. Now, more job opportunities are coming, this time to the Knoxville Zoo. They are trying to fill seasonal positions. These include retail sales, food service, ticket sales, and camel and carousel, that is, ride operations. You can apply at the zoo's job fair. That's next Saturday starting at 10. Now, some people could start working immediately while others will start on a staggered schedule. For more information, go to volunteertv.com about these jobs.
Knox County's mayor is helping to organize a cash mob. Now, the idea is much like a flash mob where many people gather at one place, then begin dancing or performing at a predetermined time. Well, Mayor Tim Byrd is encouraging shoppers to drop a few dollars at a South Knoxville business that's been hurt by the closure of the Henley Bridge in downtown Knoxville. That bridge is undergoing a lengthy makeover, and the mayor thinks a cash mob would be a good boost for the business.
This actually is a cash mob where people show up at a small, locally owned business and spend $5 to $10. And will it save a small business from going under? Maybe not, but I think it alerts the public to the need.
Well, the cash mob is scheduled for this Friday from 5 until 7 in the evening. The name of the business will be revealed coming up later this week. More recycling carts will soon be hitting the streets. Now, if you signed up for Knoxville's curbside recycling program between October and December, you'll be getting your cart coming up this month. Pickup will start in March. More than 2 tons of material have already been recycled since the program started back in October. One step closer to having a new state tree, but it's not taking place of the, do you know what the state tree is right now?
Dogwood.
It's not a dogwood.
That would be the Knoxville tree, though, don't you think?
I would think so. But the state tree is the tulip poplar.
That was going to be my second choice.
It was right on the tip of your tongue, wasn't it? Tennessee Senate has voted to name the eastern red cedar as our official evergreen tree. Senator Mike Falk from Kingsport sponsored the bill, noting that the hill where the state capitol stands used to be called Cedar Knob. Now its companion bill is headed to the House Agriculture Committee.
Well, an unfortunate record is set in Tennessee. More tornadoes than ever before on record. The National Weather Service says that they confirmed 113 tornadoes just in Tennessee in 2011. 33 people lost their lives. Now, the number started being recorded close to 100 years ago. And why so many tornadoes? Well, let's go to the man who might know that.
Meteorologist Mike Simon. We ask him all kinds of questions. Weather on the 8s now at 4:38. Good morning, Mike.
Well, there are probably a couple of reasons for that. One, the tornadoes now happen in more populated areas because we have more population, so more get reported. Plus, we do have much better communication than we used to have a good 100 years ago, and I'm sure that has also led to the increase. But if you look at those studies, you could probably look into that as well in more detail. In the meantime, detailed out the live Doppler radar, we are not picking up any rain across the area, so need to worry about the umbrellas today. But it is a bit frosty this morning. You might need to get out the scrapers if you're parked outside or warm up your car because we do have temperatures that are quite chilly. Most of us are down near freezing, if not below, early this morning. Here's how it plans out for you hour by hour. 37 degrees, the temperature at 9 o'clock, and then eventually we'll climb up to 47. Still a little bit cool at noon. You'll still want at least the jackets, if not the coats on, but we'll warm out of it into the 50s this afternoon. By 3 o'clock, 52 degrees, approaching our high of 56, and eventually back down to 47 at 6 o'clock. Clouds will be on the increase at that point. And then we'll have a lot of clouds start to roll in tonight. Most of us near freezing. Knoxville showing 33 degrees, almost there. Middlesboro 32. We're down in the 20s for Corbin, 34 degrees in Oneida. It is 34 degrees in Greenville, 29 degrees in Kingsport. So pretty chilly here early this morning with the absence of clouds that we had yesterday. They continue to part off to the east. We have a few trying to braze us down from the south, but back to the west. Another big storm system is trying to spin through the Central Plains. That's the one that's going to bring us some clouds, and that'll happen later tonight through tomorrow. There's a slight chance of a few isolated sprinkles throughout the daytime tomorrow, but I don't believe we'll get any significant rain. Futurecast keeps us pretty dry here, at least in the morning. We have a lot of clear skies through the early afternoon. Clouds start to move in later on today, and then overnight tonight, there's that little slight risk as a little moisture moves in. Could get some snow deposit at the highest elevations there. Over the next 3 days, our temperatures moderate a bit. 52 degrees on Wednesday. Will be 47 for Thursday. It'll be cooler, but at least it'll be dry. I'll let you know what the weekend's going to be and days beyond. That's coming up here with your 8-day forecast.
Mike, we appreciate it. It's 4:40 now. Coming up, high school hoops. Local 8 Sports Director Rick Rousseau has highlights from the area coming up in just a moment.
Also, we're talking a little hockey. The Ice Bears are hoping for a win this week, but they need your help. We'll explain when we come back. It's 4:40. You're watching Local 8 News this morning.
Well, good morning, everybody. We're talking high school basketball. The weekly TSSAA prep polls are out, and again, several area teams are represented, included The young ladies from Fulton High ranked number 6 in Class 2A. The Falcons flying high now at 21-2. As for the boys, Alcoa is up to 5th in Class 2A, while Oak Ridge, West, and Carnes round out the top 10 in Class 3A. You can check out the entire poll at volunteertv.com. I mentioned Carnes. The Beavers do fall from 7th to 10th this week after suffering just their 3rd loss of the season last Friday night. Nonetheless, the boys in blue and white certainly believe the time is right for this program to shine.
Well, like I said, I've got 7 seniors, and I expressed that to them Friday night, that you have to come ready to play. I said, starting this week is the tournament. You know, you got to take Tuesday, Campbell County, a good team coming into town, playing really well right now. We got to start with them as being the tournament. Starts this week.
Yeah, tournament action is here. To campus, where the Vols take on a South Carolina team tomorrow night. That is just 9-13 on the season and a lowly 1-7 in SEC play. The numbers certainly aren't there for the Gamecocks, and that might not be a good thing for the Vols. UT has had a tendency at times this year to play to the level of their competition.
I think sometimes we come out, if the team's not ranked, it just seems like we play to their level, even though we may or may not be better. I just think it's a mental thing. Whether the game's on ESPN or it's not televised, I think guys all look at that. We just got to work on that and keep our head at a constant pace.
Now, if you're not headed to Thompson Bowling Arena tomorrow night, no worries. You'll be able to see the game on our sister station, WVLT. In fact, the fun begins a half hour earlier at 7:30 as we present another pregame special leading up to tip-off. Again, be sure to join us on WVLT Wednesday night, tomorrow night at 7:30. That'll do it for sports. I'm Rick Russo. Have a great day, everybody.
Well, the Ice Bears trying to get their season back on track after 6 straight losses, and as local 8 reporter, UT reporter Courtney Lyle shows us, they're not doing it alone.
The Knoxville Ice Bears are in the middle of a 6-game slide, but you couldn't tell that by all the fans cheering them on.
The nice thing about our fans here is they keep coming out no matter what the result has been, and we know that ice hockey is not a popular sport down here, but we also know that it's unique.
Some 5,000 Ice Bear faithful filled the Civic Coliseum Saturday to see their team take on the Columbus Cottonmouths.
5,000 fans pulling for you, having your back, cheering and momentum, and you can truly be the 7th man on the ice, and they've done that, and that's why our home record over the past 10 seasons has been the best in the SPHL.
Even with the struggles, fans are still showing up to games and Ice Bears events like this one, the Coaches Show at Latitude 35.
I really believe right now that we are a few tiny changes, a few maybe roster moves, and a few systematic changes away from being right back to where we were before.
You can't expect to win every game. You have a slump now and then, and the fans just need to stick behind the team no matter what.
When we're in a rough spell and we still get the support that we're getting, it's huge. It's going to help us come out of everything that we're going through.
The Ice Bears get another shot at a win on Thursday as the Fayetteville Fire Ants travel to Knoxville. For VLT Local 8 News, I'm Courtney Lyle.
Well, have you ever seen a crime in action and wanted to call police but didn't want to draw attention to yourself? Well, guess what? There's now an app for that. All you need is your smartphone. As Local 8 News reporter Mark Packer shows us, it puts the police at your fingertips.
Crime Push works with the iPhone and Android, and it can send not only text, but photo, sound, and video to authorities, and all at the push of a button.
I'm a big fan of its simplicity, and I definitely feel safer knowing that there's a faster way to get crime reported.
Up until now, Mamiza Hossein reported crimes by calling 911, but this app, which is free, has changed that.
It not only strengthens me, but makes me feel a lot more secure.
It allows users to report crimes in a more discreet manner without having to make a phone call.
It's a discreet, fast, and efficient manner to send a crime tip to the right people.
Shai Palavani created it after some thugs robbed him multiple times, once at gunpoint. Thanks to media buzz, it already has 10,000 downloads.
911's great, but it's 21st century. 100 million people have smartphones, so it just makes sense to have an application that can capture things that are already built in on an iPhone.
He showed us how a student witnessing the vandalism of a school mascot can even report it.
Hit the vandalism button, type in a description, and then you just have to hit the push to report.
You can also send video, pictures, and audio along with it.
It's just your guardian when you're walking through a dark neighborhood.
I'm Mark Packer, VLT Local 8 News.
Well, right now, the app is not as fast as calling 911, but its developers say it will be soon. They're working on integrating it with police departments.
Yeah, I think,
there it is, Crime Push.
Yeah, would you like? That's a great app. It sounds like, but I want to know that somebody on the other end is getting the information as soon as possible.
Yeah, so when you can, call 911.
Absolutely. Well, check that app out too. Okay, 4:48. Let's roll on. Weather on the 8s now. Mike Simon standing by to check out that Tuesday forecast. Hey, Mike.
Hey guys, we have some pretty good conditions for today. It's just this morning that is running quite cold. Most of us down around freezing, at least our live Doppler radar. We're not picking up any moisture. It would be in the form of snow, though, considering how cold it is. We do have some frost that has ended up coating the surfaces, so you may have to allow yourself some extra time and also do some scraping, or perhaps warming up the car. Make sure you have the gloves on and the hats today. You'll probably need them. Current conditions outside at the moment, we are around 33 degrees, and we do have some pretty good starlit skies in some cases as the clouds are going to erode. If we can go to that real quick, we do have some conditions that are going to be a little warmer in just a couple of hours. We just have to get through this morning with our temperatures being so cold. Some of us are actually below freezing this morning, so that's why it has turned frosty, and we'll continue to have some frosty conditions till the sun comes up and melts it away a couple of hours later. 33, there's temperature. 92% humidity. We have a calm wind right now. The pressure is falling. For today, your hour by hour, we anticipate temperatures to be around 37 degrees at 9, and eventually at lunchtime it'll be 47. And on our way up to 52 degrees at 3. We'll have some clouds increase later on this afternoon, and we should be topping out at around 56 degrees. Your bus stop forecast, 30 to 35 degrees this morning. Quite chilly, so make sure the kids are bundled up at the bus stop. They'll certainly need some layering on for today. 52 degrees tomorrow as we have mostly cloudy skies. Thursday, 47 degrees. Thereafter, the temperatures for the weekend will be in the 40s, but we should be dry. On Valentine's Day, 52 degrees and a lot of clouds start to roll in. Right back with more Local 8 News coming up.
Welcome back. 4:52 on this Tuesday, and a country star is singing the blues after a run-in with the law. Plus, an NFL star could be trading in his cleats for dancing
shoes. Elizabeth Corridon has all the entertainment headlines in today's Hollywood Minute.
Randy Travis is apologizing following a run-in with the law in Texas. According to the Denton County Sheriff's Office, police found the country singer in a parked car with an open bottle of wine early Monday morning. They took Travis into custody and slapped him with a citation for public intoxication. Travis issued this statement: "I apologize for what